stood in her modest yet stylish apartment in Seattle, gazing out at the bustling city below. As a 30-year-old independent interior designer, she had built a life that reflected her creativity and passion. Yet today, her heart felt heavy. Just a few days ago, she received the devastating news that her father, Michael, the founder of a renowned design firm, had passed away unexpectedly from a heart attack. At 65, he was too young to leave this world, and Anna couldn't shake the feeling of regret for not having spent more time with him. The phone call from her mother, Linda, had been brief and cold. "Your father is gone. The funeral is on Sunday." It felt surreal, as if she were being told about a mundane delivery rather than the loss of a man who had shaped her life. Anna had always admired her father's work ethic, but there had always been a distance between them. Memories of family dinners where Michael was glued to his phone or buried in paperwork flooded her mind. As she prepared to return to her childhood home for the funeral, Anna couldn't help but reflect on her relationship with her family. Her younger sister Sophie was the golden child, a bubbly lifestyle blogger who seemed to have everything handed to her on a silver platter. Anna had always felt like the outsider, the one who chose a different path. Now, with her father gone, she was left to navigate the complexities of family dynamics and the legacy he left behind. With a heavy heart, Anna packed her bags, determined to honor her father's memory while also seeking answers to the questions that had lingered in her mind for years. What had really been going on in their family? And why did it feel like she was always on the outside looking in? The funeral was a somber affair, filled with familiar faces and hushed whispers. Anna stood by her father's casket, her heart aching as she recalled the man who had been both a mentor and a mystery. After the service, as family and friends shared their condolences, Anna felt a growing sense of unease. She knew she had to confront the reality of her father's passing and what it meant for her and her family. In the days following the funeral, Anna returned to her childhood home, a sprawling house filled with memories. The air was thick with dust and silence as she began the daunting task of sorting through her father's belongings. Each box she opened felt like a portal to the past, revealing fragments of a life she thought she understood. As she rummaged through the attic, Anna stumbled upon a stack of old financial documents tucked away in a dusty corner. Curiosity piqued, she began to sift through them. What she found left her breathless. There were records of extravagant expenses, family vacations, private school tuition for Sophie's children, and even a new car purchase, all totaling in the hundreds of thousands. "Why was I never included in any of this?" Anna whispered to herself, her heart racing. The realization hit her like a ton of bricks. Her father had been financially supporting Sophie's family while neglecting her own needs. As she flipped through the pages, disbelief turned to anger. How could he have done this? The more she uncovered, the more questions flooded her mind. Why had her father chosen to favor Sophie? Was there something more to their family dynamics than she had ever known? The weight of these revelations pressed heavily on her chest, and Anna felt a mix of betrayal and confusion. Determined to get to the bottom of it, she decided to confront her mother, Linda. She needed answers, and she was ready to face whatever truths lay ahead. As she prepared for the conversation, Anna's mind raced with possibilities. Would her mother deny everything? Or would she finally reveal the secrets that had been hidden for so long? The next morning, Anna found herself sitting at the large dining table in her childhood home, the same table where countless family meals had taken place. The room felt eerily quiet, the only sound being the ticking of the clock on the wall. She could feel the tension building inside her as she waited for her mother, Linda, to join her. When Linda finally entered, her demeanor was as polished as ever, dressed in a tailored outfit that screamed sophistication. But Anna could see the cracks beneath her mother's composed exterior. The moment their eyes met, Anna knew this conversation would change everything. "Mom, we need to talk," Anna said, her voice steady but laced with emotion. "I found some documents in Dad's study. They show a lot of financial support for Sophie's family, and I don't understand why I was never included." Linda's expression shifted, a flicker of surprise crossing her face before she quickly masked it with a practiced smile. "Your father always wanted to provide for his family, Anna. You know how much he loved Sophie's children." "But what about me?" Anna pressed, her heart racing. "I've always felt like the outsider in this family. Why didn't he support me in the same way?" Linda sighed, her posture stiffening. "You have to understand, Anna. Your father and I had our reasons. It was complicated." "Complicated?" Anna echoed, frustration bubbling to the surface. "What does that even mean? I deserve to know the truth." With a resigned look, Linda finally sat down across from Anna. "There's something you need to understand about your past, Anna. You were adopted." The words hung in the air like a heavy fog, and Anna felt the ground shift beneath her. "What do you mean, I'm adopted?" she asked, her voice barely above a whisper. "Yes," Linda replied, her tone softer now. "Your father brought you home from an orphanage when you were just a baby. He believed you would bring something special to our family, a sense of compassion and integrity. But it was never easy for him, especially with the pressure from society." Anna's mind raced as she processed this revelation. "So I was just a charity case? A way to maintain appearances?" "No, that's not it at all," Linda insisted, her voice rising defensively. "Your father loved you, but he felt the need to protect you from the truth. He didn't want you to feel different or out of place." "But I do feel different," Anna shouted, tears welling in her eyes. "I've always felt like I had to prove myself, like I was never enough, and now I find out that I'm not even his biological daughter." Linda's expression softened, and for the first time Anna saw a glimpse of vulnerability in her mother's eyes. "It was never about that, Anna. Your father wanted to give you a life filled with love and opportunity, but he also had to navigate the expectations of our social circle, and that was a heavy burden." As the weight of her mother's words settled in, Anna felt a mix of anger and sadness. She had spent her entire life trying to fit into a mold that was never meant for her. What about Sophie? Did she know? Linda hesitated, then nodded slowly. Yes, she knew. But she was always the favored child, the one who could easily charm everyone around her. Your father thought that by supporting her, he was ensuring the family's stability. Anna felt a surge of betrayal. "So all this time, I was just a pawn in your games, a way to keep up appearances?" "No, Anna," Linda said, her voice trembling. "It was more complicated than that. Your father loved you both, but he was trying to protect you from the truth and the fallout of his decisions." The conversation left Anna reeling. She had come seeking answers, but what she found was a tangled web of lies and half-truths. As she processed the revelations, she knew she had to confront Sophie next. The truth was out there, and she was determined to uncover it, no matter the cost. After her conversation with Linda, Anna felt a mix of determination and dread. She needed to confront Sophie, her sister, and find out what she knew about their family's hidden past. The thought of facing her sister, who had always seemed to have everything handed to her, filled Anna with a sense of unease. But she couldn't let fear hold her back any longer. Later that evening, Anna invited Sophie over under the pretense of wanting to catch up. As Sophie arrived, her cheerful demeanor and bright smile felt like a stark contrast to the turmoil brewing inside Anna. They settled into the living room, and Anna could feel the tension in the air. "Hey, Anna, it's been a while since we've had a sisterly chat," Sophie said, her voice light and carefree. "How are you holding up with everything?" "Managing," Anna replied, her tone serious. "But there's something we need to talk about." Sophie's smile faltered slightly, and she leaned forward, sensing the gravity of the moment. "What's on your mind?" Anna took a deep breath, gathering her thoughts. "I found some financial documents in Dad's study. They show that he was supporting you and your family in ways that he never supported me. I need to know why." Sophie's expression shifted from concern to defensiveness. "What do you mean? Dad loved us both. He just wanted to make sure I could provide for my kids." "Did you know I was adopted?" Anna asked, her voice steady but filled with emotion. Sophie's eyes widened in shock. "What? No, I didn't know that. Mom never told me." "Exactly," Anna said, frustration bubbling to the surface. "Mom just revealed it to me. I've spent my whole life feeling like I was never enough, and now I find out that I'm not even his biological daughter. Did you know about this?" Sophie shook her head, her expression a mix of confusion and concern. "I had no idea, Anna. I thought we were just a family like any other. I never thought about it." "Then why did Dad choose to support you so much more than me?" Anna pressed, her heart racing. "Why was I always left out?" I don't know," Sophie exclaimed, her voice rising. "Maybe he thought you were doing fine on your own. You've always been so independent, Anna. I thought you didn't need his help." "Independent?" Anna scoffed. "I've been struggling to find my place in this family while you've been living a life of luxury. I need to know the truth, Sophie. Did you ever feel like you were favored?" Sophie hesitated, her eyes darting away. "I guess I always felt like I had to live up to expectations too, but I never thought it was at your expense." Anna felt a pang of empathy for her sister, but the anger still simmered beneath the surface. "We need to confront Mom together. There are too many secrets and I can't do this alone." Sophie nodded, her expression shifting from defensiveness to determination. "You're right. We need to get to the bottom of this. If there's been any favoritism or deceit, we deserve to know." As they made plans to confront Linda, Anna felt a sense of solidarity with Sophie that she hadn't experienced before. They were both victims of their family's secrets, and together they would seek the truth. The next day, Anna and Sophie gathered their courage and decided to confront Linda together. They met in the living room, the same space where so many family discussions had taken place over the years. The atmosphere was thick with tension as they prepared to unveil the truth. "Mom, we need to talk," Anna began, her voice steady but filled with emotion. "Sophie and I have been discussing everything that's happened, and we both have questions about our family's past." Linda looked up from her magazine, her expression shifting from surprise to concern. "What do you mean? What questions?" Sophie stepped forward, her voice trembling slightly. "We found out that Anna was adopted, and we want to know why you never told us. Why did Dad support me and my family so much more than Anna?" Linda's face paled, and for a moment she seemed at a loss for words. I didn't want to burden you with that information. I thought it was best to keep things as they were." "Best for whom?" Anna shot back, her frustration boiling over. "You've kept us in the dark, and now we're left to pick up the pieces. This isn't just about me being adopted. It's about the favoritism and the lies that have torn our family apart." Linda's composure began to crack. "I did what I thought was right. Your father wanted to protect you both. He loved you, Anna, but he was afraid of how society would react to an adopted child." "Afraid?" Anna echoed, her voice rising. "Afraid of what? That I wouldn't fit in? That I wouldn't be accepted? I've spent my entire life trying to prove myself, and now I find out that I was never given a fair chance." Sophie chimed in, her voice softer but firm. "Mom, we need to understand why Dad made the choices he did. Why did he support me so much? Did he really think Anna didn't need help?" Linda's eyes filled with tears as she struggled to find the right words. "Your father was trying to maintain our family's image. He thought that by supporting you, Sophie, he was ensuring stability. He didn't want to draw attention to the fact that Anna was adopted." Anna felt a mix of anger and sadness wash over her. "So I was just a secret? A way to keep up appearances? That's not love, Mom. That's manipulation." Linda's voice trembled as she spoke. "I never meant for it to be that way. I thought I was protecting you both. I thought that by keeping things quiet, I was helping you." "Helping us?" Anna replied, her voice breaking. "You've only created a rift between us. We deserve to know the truth, and we deserve to be treated equally." Sophie reached out and took Anna's hand, squeezing it tightly. "We're in this together, Anna. We need to move forward as a family, but we can't do that without honesty." Linda looked at her daughters, her expression filled with regret. "I'm so sorry. I see now how my choices have hurt you both. I should have been honest from the beginning. I was afraid of losing you." Anna took a deep breath, feeling a sense of relief wash over her. "We can't change the past, but we can start fresh. We need to rebuild our family on a foundation of trust and honesty." Linda nodded, tears streaming down her cheeks. "I promise to be open with you both from now on. I want to make things right." As the three of them sat together, the weight of the past began to lift. They had faced the truth, and while it was painful, it was also liberating. Anna felt a renewed sense of hope for her family's future. In the weeks that followed their confrontation, Anna, Sophie, and Linda worked to rebuild their family dynamic. The air was still thick with unspoken words, but there was a newfound commitment to honesty and understanding. Anna felt a sense of empowerment as she navigated her role in the family, no longer burdened by the weight of secrets. Anna decided to take charge of her life and her career. With her father's legacy in mind, she began to implement changes at the design firm he had founded. She focused on transparency and inclusivity, ensuring that every employee felt valued and heard. The company had been built on creativity and innovation, and Anna was determined to honor that spirit while also making it a place where everyone could thrive. One afternoon, as she sat in her office overlooking the Seattle skyline, Anna received a call from a local charity organization. They were looking for a designer to help with a community project aimed at revitalizing a local orphanage. The moment she heard the words orphanage, Anna felt a surge of emotion. This was her chance to give back, to help children like her who had once been in need of a loving home. "Absolutely, I'd love to help," Anna replied, her heart racing with excitement. She knew this project would not only allow her to make a difference, but also help her connect with her own past in a meaningful way. Meanwhile, Sophie began to explore her own passions, stepping away from the shadow of her previous lifestyle. She started a blog focused on family and personal growth, sharing her journey of self-discovery and the lessons learned from their family struggles. Her authenticity resonated with readers, and she found a supportive community that encouraged her to embrace her true self. Linda, too, began to change. She took a step back from her previous social obligations and focused on rebuilding her relationship with her daughters. She joined Anna in volunteering at the orphanage, finding joy in giving back and connecting with the children. The experience brought them closer together, and for the first time in years, they felt like a family again. One sunny afternoon, as Anna and Sophie worked on the design for the orphanage's new playroom, they shared laughter and stories, their bond growing stronger with each passing moment. Anna looked at her sister and smiled. "I'm really proud of us, Sophie. We've come a long way." Sophie grinned back, her eyes sparkling with excitement. "I never thought we could get here, but I'm so glad we did. It feels good to be honest with each other." As they painted the walls with bright colors and hung up cheerful artwork, Anna felt a sense of fulfillment wash over her. She was no longer just the adopted child. She was a vital part of a family that had learned to embrace its imperfections and grow stronger together. In the evenings, Anna would visit her father's grave, bringing flowers and sharing her thoughts. "Dad, I'm doing my best to honor your legacy," she would say softly. "I hope you're proud of the changes we're making. I'm finally living my truth." As the seasons changed, so did Anna's life. She had transformed her pain into purpose, and with her family by her side, she felt ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead, The future was bright, filled with possibilities, and for the first time, Anna felt truly at home in her own skin. With a heart full of hope and a spirit renewed, Anna looked out at the Seattle skyline, ready to embrace the new beginning that awaited her.